Hey folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Thursday, May 26th, 2016. Well, I wanted to do some analysis on some of the bigger names out there in the tech sector because a lot of them have made huge moves in just the last 2 weeks. For instance, Apple, right before your eyes on the daily chart. The stock was trading down here, which is around the 89.5 level, and it's now above 100. So we're talking about well over a 10% move on Apple in just 2 weeks. Now, on a small cap or a mid cap, that might not be a lot, but when you're talking about, a $500 billion company, that's a pretty darn big move, right? So, monster move to the upside. The question is there more to it? The answer is potentially yes, but not much more. There's two major levels coming into play here. You can see it very clearly, the 50 moving average here, which is at 102, and then a gap fill right here, which is at 104. So what I'm proposing is this. Too late to go long the stock, even if there is a little bit more upside to these levels. You've missed the boat on that. However, there's going to be two shortable opportunities. What I suggest doing if you get to these levels, you do a half position at the first point on the short side and a half position on the second point. This gives you the best of all worlds. Basically, if you only go to the 50 MA and you pick up a half position short, well, then you're exposed to it. You make money if it falls. If it happens to go to the gap fill right here, you can pick up the other half of the position, bring your average right in between at 103, and then when you get the bigger pullback, which you will get, then you make plenty of money that way. So this is kind of a way to hedge it, because when you have two levels that are relatively close to each other like this, yes, you have a lot of resistance here at the 50, but it could pop up just a little bit more to go to that level, and you have a $2 spread right here. So if you bought here, or excuse me, if you shorted here and shorted here, there's a $2 spread. Your average would come in to be right there at 103 and change. Okay, so again, Apple getting extended might have a little bit more gas in the tank, but get ready. Start having these on your watch list to short. You can do options, put options, whatever you want to do. I'd at least buy 2 months out to give yourself some time. What we're projecting here is a very choppy market for the next couple weeks. Once you get into July, then you'll see some more downside. Late June, maybe July, mid-July to mid-July or so, downside. So really you want to give yourself enough on the options if you're going to do that, where if you just get choppy action, the options premium just doesn't get eaten away, and ultimately because obviously in options you need a bigger move to the downside. Okay, going to another stock here that I'm following for potential short, Netflix. Now Netflix is very much into that first level. Same prognosis though. You have two particular levels here. The 200 MA, which you kissed today around the 104, 105 level, and then a gap fill right up here, which is at the 108.5. So the idea here is extended move up. I mean, take a look at this. Netflix up from $86 now to 104 high today. That's a huge move in just 2 weeks. So what you want to do here is pick up a half position short at the 200 if it pops back up into that, which is around 104, maybe 105, and then obviously at 108.5 or so, if it gets to gap fill, pick up the other half short. Okay, so again, this is kind of what I call the shotgun approach. It's a term that you probably haven't heard before, but I've coined it, and I think it's a good one. In markets when you have potential for upside to a level, but then maybe just a little bit more, you look to short at that. In this case, since we're looking to short, you look to short a little at that first one and then short a little bit more, and it's more spreading out your entries a little bit so you don't go all in on one level, and then if you're wrong and it goes to the next level, you find yourself out of the money significantly or decently there. Okay, so again, just keep that in the back of your mind. Very easy to analyze this. Huge resistance at the 200 MA right here, and then gap fill. First position short here, second position here, and if you do that, well, you're going to get a very nice average right here, and then when you get a bigger pullback, which should be I actually think Netflix, when we get the bigger move down in late June, July, you're going to actually see $80 on this. So there'll be a lot of money to be made here. But again, if you're doing put options, make sure to give yourself 2 to 3 months out to really take advantage of the bigger move. I don't want you guys on options plays to get chopped out of sideways action, which is just kind of intra-choppy action for the next month or so. Okay? All right, so I just wanted to pass that along to you guys. Again, I will be playing these on the short side myself if we get to these key levels that I've mentioned. If you want the live alerts, you join the Research Center at InTheMoneyStocks.com. There's a 7-day free trial. I suggest getting involved ASAP. And again, I give you my exact entries, my exact exits, stops, targets, all that stuff, so you can follow me to a T. And that's, I mean, just take a look at the track record. Enough speaks for itself right there. It is awesome. And again, year after year, we've been around. In the Money Stocks is one of the longest lasting websites out there giving analysis, consulting, trade alerts, all that stuff. We've been around since 2007 now. We've been through the financial crash. We made money. We've been through the big move up over the last 7 years or so. We've made money for our members. And that just shows long-lasting effects, while most of these websites are one-and-done type things. So come join us there at InTheMoneyStocks.com, folks. That is where to get the insight, the analysis, and the trade alerts to make you money in no matter what the market is doing. Take care.